Okay. We have covered all this material about the apostrophe during DOL, but I want to cover it again, and then I want to give you a quiz to see whether or not we're all caught up with how to use the apostrophe. The apostrophe is a punctuation that you can use that shows what's missing in a sentence or shows ownership. Sometimes it's drawn like this, and sometimes it actually is drawn the other way around. It doesn't really matter which way you draw it, as long as it goes to the top. And in a TV show I used to watch with the kids called Psych, which is really a fun little TV show, they called it the comma to the top. They called it God's comma. So the apostrophe. One of the ways that the apostrophe is used is for contractions. Contractions take the place of missing letters. So when you're saying something, you're saying something like cannot, but you're talking with your friends in the cafeteria, and you're not going to say, I cannot stand this food. Okay? You're not going to say that. You're going to say, I can't stand this food. Right? But if you notice, cannot and can't are not spelled the same, because can't is actually cannot with a O missing right where the apostrophe is. So where the O is, instead of an O, there's an apostrophe. So it still spells cannot, but the apostrophe shows where the missing letter is. So cannot turns into can't. The apostrophe takes that place. Did not changed into didn't, because of course there's an O missing in that also. And they are turns into they're, because there's an A missing. So you're putting the apostrophe in where the missing letter is. But if you notice, there, spelled with an apostrophe, stands for they are, because there's a missing A. But it also sounds exactly like another word, there, and another word, there. But those don't have any missing letters. Okay? They are is missing this A here, and there, spelled differently, aren't missing any letters. There is possessive. It's like, I wanted to fix their grades. There is possessive. And there, the other one, is a place. So notice they are with the missing letter. They are with the missing letter. Sounds just like there, but it's a different word. Very, very common mistake. If you can fix that in your writing, that would be terrific. I will turns into I'll, because not only is it missing one letter, it's actually missing two letters. I, W, I will is missing. So you can use apostrophes in contractions to take place of missing letters. Are there any questions about how you use apostrophes in contractions? Now, unfortunately, in the English language, that same mark, the apostrophe, can be used for other reasons. It can be used to show possession, showing ownership. Somebody owns something. Something belongs to someone. So if you had a house belonging to Joe, it becomes Joe's house. Notice the apostrophe. If you have a dish belonging to the dog, it becomes the dog's dish. Now notice the apostrophe is going after the owner. So the book belonging to the student, who's the owner? Someone scream it out. Exactly. The owner is the student. So therefore the apostrophe is going to go after the student. So student, and then the apostrophe. So the book belonging to the student becomes the student's book. Notice the way we put an S after the apostrophe? That's so you can hear it. If I put an apostrophe and didn't say the S, the student book, it's easier to understand what I'm saying when I say the student's book. Whose book? The student's book. All right? And the apostrophe turns into a sound of an S. But it's not plural, of course. The tires belonging to the car, the owner is the car, so it becomes the car's tires. The apostrophe goes after car. Notice that the apostrophe always goes after the owner. Check this one out. The phone belonging to James. Who's the owner? James. So the apostrophe is going to go after James. James. And you're still, if you're saying it, you're not going to say James' phone. You're going to actually say the little S at the end so that you can hear it, and it becomes James's phone. James's phone. So as long as you're going to say it, you're going to write the S in. Question. Now notice what happens when you have more than one thing owning it. Okay, there's a bed, one bed, but there's two dogs who sleep on it. So this one bed belongs to two dogs. So dogs is the owner. And notice what happens with the apostrophe. The dog's bed, the apostrophe goes after dogs. Because that's the owner. So all you have to do is figure out who the owner is. The owner is two dogs. So the apostrophe goes after dogs. And notice you're not going to say dogs' bed. You're going to say the dog's bed, which sounds exactly like one dog. Dog's bed. So two dogs owning one bed sounds exactly like one dog owning one bed. English language is very complicated and it's a mess. But remember, your apostrophe will always go after the owner. Any questions on possession? Where does the apostrophe go? It always goes after the owner. All right? If the owner is one dog, the apostrophe goes after dog. If the owner is two dogs, the apostrophe goes after two dogs. The apostrophe goes after the owner. Question on that. That apostrophe shows ownership or possession, and it goes after the owner. So who's the owner? The house belongs to Joe. Who's the owner? Joe. The dish belongs to the dog. Who's the owner? The dog. The book belongs to the student. Who's the owner? The student. Notice the book is the possession and the student is the owner. The tires belong to the car. The car is the owner and it owns the tires. Phone belongs to James. James is the owner. He owns the phone. A bed for two dogs. The dogs are the owners and the bed belongs to the two of them. So the apostrophe goes after the owner. It always goes after the owner. All right? And then it becomes the owner's possession. Where's the apostrophe go? After the owner. Now, English language is bizarre. We do already have words that are already possessive and don't need an apostrophe. His. Okay? I stepped on his coat. The coat belongs to him. It's his coat. His is already a possessive apostrophe. His, hers, its, theirs, ours, yours. This coat is yours, right? This classroom is theirs. Hey, that's ours, right? That phone is hers. These are already possessive pronouns. They're referring to people who own things, and they're already possessive. They do not get an apostrophe, okay? There's no apostrophe. There's no apostrophe. It doesn't say ours is, or hers is, or theirs is, or yours is, all right? There's no apostrophe on these. They're already possessive. I want you to notice something that's going to throw you. It's is already a possessive pronoun. You know, his is a possessive pronoun. But if I'm pointing to a dog, and I'd say its bone, right? It is a thing, and it's already possessive. Does it get an apostrophe? No, it's a possessive pronoun. So when is it its without apostrophe, and when is it it's with an apostrophe? Notice, it's without an apostrophe is already possessive. So what do you think it with an apostrophe is? We talked about it at the beginning. That apostrophe is taking the place of what? It's with an apostrophe. The apostrophe is taking the place of missing letters. It's with an apostrophe is always missing a letter. So it is. That's what it is. It is. Okay? It's is always it is. The other one without an apostrophe is always a possessive pronoun. His coat, her coat, its coat. It is. Anytime you write it with an apostrophe, it is. So if you say the sentence and you can put in it is, it needs an apostrophe. Okay? You guys have a quiz that you're taking next? Okay? If you go to the classwork for period 5, you'll notice that there's a possessive apostrophe quiz. Okay, it's a form. You should be able to take it. You should be able to get 100. Remember, the apostrophe goes after the owner, or the apostrophe goes where there's missing letters. Any questions?